Oh, wow. Let's see here. Major fail. Guys, I'm so sorry. I totally failed tonight. I was trying to start the live stream at 7 o'clock. It is now 7:16, so I'm insanely late. But hey, if you're watching this live stream and this is your first time watching a live stream from our channel, How to Build Credit TV, my name is Dwayne with howtobuildcredittv.com. And on this channel, we talk about everything you need to know about credit, credit cards, and how to make money using credit cards. So if this sounds like something in which you're interested, be sure to stop by the channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Now, once again, if you're watching this back on the replay, we actually try to do live streams on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Time. So today's actually Tuesday, August 6th, and it is now 7:17 p.m. Central Time, so I'm a little bit behind. I apologize for any kind of misconfusion. There was this evening. I think I ended up scheduling the live stream, but it never got started. So please forgive me. So anyway, thank you guys for coming back or for joining the stream now if you're watching it. So I appreciate you guys doing that. So let me go ahead and kind of see who's in the chat here. Excuse me. All right. And let me say hi to some of you guys in the chat. So we got Lewis, thanks for watching, man. He says, any comment about the N26 Bank opening in USA? N26 Bank? Dude, I'm not even sure what that is. What's N26 Bank? Let me see if I can look it up real quick here. Not sure what that is. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, interesting. Once again, not sure what that is, but I guess I can do some research on that after the live stream. All right, let me look here. We got Janelle watching from South Dakota in the house. Good to see you and all. Guys, now I know some of these comments that I'm responding to now were from way earlier, probably around 7 o'clock when I scheduled the live stream to start, but it didn't. I'm having some internet issues and some connectivity issues. I hope you guys can see me okay and hear me okay. So we'll just kind of try to keep it going if possible. Hi, Lisa Love Beauty. Thank you for joining the live stream. Thank you for coming back for another installment. What's going on, Lyndon, with how to get an 800 credit score? Hello, all. How is everyone tonight? I'm doing well, sir. Thank you very much for coming back to the stream. I appreciate you, sir. And thank you for that $5 super chat, Lyndon. It is always appreciated when people take their hard-earned money to contribute to the channel, to me, and I appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot. Atticus says, anyone know how to get a Navy Federal account and what the process is? In regards to the process, you need to have a membership with Navy Federal, whether it's someone you actually know from the military, like a sibling, a spouse, it could be a stepbrother. Basically, you need to have a relative that has served in the military and can have an account with Navy Federal Credit Union. Once you have that, then you're going to need their name, their access ID, which I think is like a 9-digit number. I'm not sure. I know you get it once you get the account with Navy Federal. And then I think maybe the last 4 of their social, and then you can get an account with Navy Federal Credit Union. You're going to have to fund your savings account, of course, if you're interested in getting like a secured card before you apply for the secured card. I'm not sure if you're even interested in doing that, but that's my 2 cents on Navy Federal Credit Union, how to get an account with them. All right, let me see here. Hey, DJ Lady JTV, thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate you very, very much. Once again, guys, I really apologize for the late start this evening and the fact that I ended up doing the live stream on Tuesday instead of Monday. I couldn't do a live stream yesterday, so that's kind of what happened. Something that's kind of exciting is that I am going to be in Costa Rica from August the 29th to September the 2nd. My cousin is going to be getting married, so we're going to be going to Costa Rica. Last Friday, I took the time to go and reapply for my U.S. passport. My passport expired in 2011, and I hadn't renewed it, so I had to go through that process. And of course, I had to pay a little extra money to have the passport expedited, which takes between 2 to 3 weeks if it's expedited. So I actually spent like $210. I think the application was $145, and then I took pictures at the post office because that's where I had to go to apply for it. I took pictures there, and then, like I said, I spent $60 to have it expedited, which takes 2 to 3 weeks, and so the total came up to like $210, or yeah, something like that. I'm not sure. I mean, I paid for it with a debit card, which really sucked. I was mad I had to use my debit card to pay for it because I had to get a money order. And normally when you get a money order, they don't let you use a debit card. I'm sorry, they don't let you use a credit card. So I had to use my debit card, which totally sucked. I didn't get any points for that, but that is okie dokie. Hey, Julian, thanks for stopping by the stream, man. I appreciate you. Once again, guys, I apologize for being late. This is horrible. In general, I'm not normally late. I think what ended up happening was I was messing around with some of the features here on the software that I use, and I had scheduled the live stream for 7 o'clock, but I didn't, I wasn't really paying attention if it was going to schedule it and like notify you guys. And I'm sure it did notify you guys because some of you guys were already in the chat before I ended up starting the live stream. So now I know in the future that that's what's going to happen. So once again, please forgive me. If you're watching this back on the replay, I'm doing the live stream from Houston. Let me know from where you're watching. Like I said, we try to do live streams on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can come here and kind of get your questions answered as far as how to build your credit, how to make money using credit cards, and that's kind of what we talk about on this particular channel. Of late, I have not been posting a whole lot of videos because YouTube is very taxing, or at least it's taxing on me. This is not my full-time gig, so I'm just trying to make sure that I make it for the long haul. YouTube for me is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. So therefore, that would explain why I'm not posting as much content as I've posted in the past. But trust and believe that I will be posting videos in the months to come. As a matter of fact, in the months to come, we're going to be getting over 10,000 subscribers on this channel, and I'm insanely excited about that and insanely grateful because a lot of people have done a lot more work than I've done on YouTube, and they don't have as many subs as we do on this particular channel. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for sharing the channel with people that may find it helpful. I appreciate that a whole lot. All right, let me get back in here. David, thanks for joining the live stream. I know you're like, so, question mark, like, is he gonna join this stream? Yeah, so I made it. Hey, Suits, what's going on, man? Dude, every time I do a live stream, I'm like, man, I need to do that video on that card. But like I said, hopefully I'll get my stuff together and kind of start doing some more videos. All right, we got the one and only. Thank you for joining the stream. Nice to see you again. Keith, what's going on, man? Keith, I actually got your card in the mail the other day. I need to activate that and take a picture and send it to you and so on and so forth. But I got your card, so I need to go ahead and make sure I do that. Hey, Giselle, thank you for stopping by the live stream. I saw that you had commented on a couple of my videos, I think last week. So that's awesome. Thank you for stopping by, and you're watching from Miami. That is awesome. Gary's dropping in saying, hey, what's going on, Gary, man? Thank you for stopping by the stream. I appreciate you, sir. Atticus is saying, hit that like button, please. Yes, please hit that like button. Absolutely. Styles, thank you for stopping by the stream. You need haters. All right, cool. Thank you for that contribution. Your profile pic, your profile pic says you need haters. Ebony, thank you for joining the stream. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. D, what's going on, bro? Thanks for stopping by the stream. Special dedication to all those in the chat. Big up, brethren. Yo, I appreciate you stopping by. D Anderson, it's always a pleasure to see you, bro. Hey, Seuss, what's going on, man? Watching from Orlando, Florida. Orlando is freaking beautiful. I need to go back out there and have a good time. I need to bring my kids to Disney World, to be honest with you. So that's that. Eli, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining the stream. Wow, I got a $30 super chat from Lyndon. How to get an 800 credit score. Forgive me, Lyndon. By the way, if you haven't checked out Lyndon's channel, and if you're watching this back on the replay, be sure to check out Lyndon's channel, which is how to get an 800 credit score. Lyndon has done a great job building his channel and getting a lot of subs in a very short amount of time. So you definitely want to make sure you check out his channel. His channel kind of talks about how to build your credit, of course, but he also talks about things that I don't even like get into, which is actually very helpful and provides another way or other avenues of building your credit score. So you definitely want to make sure you stop by Lyndon's channel, How to Get an 800 Credit Score, and subscribe to his channel. Bodyguard 856, thank you for joining the live stream. He said, you had me worried. No live stream last night. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I didn't do a live stream, and then I didn't put a message up. Like I said, man, you wouldn't believe it. Like on camera, the live streams are a lot easier than doing the regular videos, because with the live streams, I'm just here. I talk to you guys. I answer your question. There's no editing. You know, I either, do a decent job or I mess up, but either way, I don't have to edit. When I make a video and then I post that video and upload it or whatever, I have to edit, and then there's a process that goes with that. So believe it or not, sometimes I'll have videos done and I haven't edited them because, once again, this is not my full-time gig. I'm at work and I come home, and sometimes I'm lazy, sometimes I'm tired. I'm not a spring chicken like I used to be anymore. I mean, I'm still young. I'm only 41, but I could definitely feel a difference for sure. DS Shaggy, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate you. Do you know anyone from El Paso? Hope they're safe. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's actually kind of weird, the stuff that's been going on. I think I was listening to the radio on the way to work, and I heard somebody mention, actually, I know what it was. I was listening to Hot 97 in New York. It's a New York radio station, but I was listening to it because of an app, of course. And so I listen to that station every morning on the way to work, because they have a segment called "Congratulations, You Played Yourself," and then of course they have other segments. But I think they were they were talking about the president, and the president was saying that, like, his heart goes out to the victims in El Paso, and then he said Toledo, and they were clowning him because he said Toledo, and clearly nothing happened in Toledo. But I had heard that something happened in Dayton, and I had no idea. I was like, dude, what are they even talking about? So I Googled it. And so it's pretty sad that there's been, 2 mass shootings within a 24-hour window. It's actually super scary, and things like this, or anything that we kind of look at and say to ourselves, man, like, that's messed up. Like from afar, it's one thing, but when it hits home, it's totally another thing. And I really feel for the people that were affected. I know that's another. I know another sign of me getting older is that I understand and exercise the word empathy. I know growing up, I didn't necessarily know what that word meant. In general, I don't know that I heard that word a lot, but I know now that I have a full understanding and appreciation for that word. And I can tell that I'm maturing, because things that I'm now concerned about, I wasn't as concerned when I was younger. An example would be like, I'm heading to work and, like, there's traffic, and I'm always like, man, there's traffic, I'm going to be late, and I get upset about being late, or about, the fact that I could be late. But now I'm like, man, there's traffic. I hope there's not an accident. I hope people that are involved, if there is an accident, that they're okay. So once again, I guess that's a sign of maturity. And, I definitely understand the word empathy and what that's all about. So once again, my heart goes out to the people that are affected by that, and I hope that we can find a way to kind of correct this problem. Of course, this channel and me in general, I'm not going to talk a lot about why it is and so on and so forth. We're not going to do that here, but it definitely sucks that this is happening, not only in our country, but just in general. You know what I mean? Like, it's just insanely unfortunate that innocent people can be affected that way. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. So let me jump back in here. Hey, Seuss, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining the stream. Rick Phillips is watching from the Mojave Desert, California. Love the chat. Dwayne, you're always awesome. I appreciate you, Rick. Thank you for stopping by. It's always awesome to read a positive comment. Cedric, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining the stream. Welcome back to another stream. Atticus is asking, does address matter? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm assuming you're still talking about the Navy Federal Credit Union. I'm not exactly sure, but hopefully we'll get you taken care of in regards to that. Hopefully somebody can see the comment in the chat and answer it, or if they don't, I'll get back to it once I see exactly what you're talking about later on. Giselle, by the way, awesome name. I know a Giselle, and so of course, like, it's someone that I grew up with. Actually, I think I met her when I was like 9. Her sister was getting married, and the wedding was in Florida. So I just smiled when I saw your name, even though I saw it earlier. But Giselle is an awesome name. I have the Capital One and the city secured to build my credit. Is that a good start? That is a great start. My advice is to just use those cards consistently as much as you can for the first year. And then after that year is up, let's kind of see where your credit score is and then kind of go from there. Try not to get any more cards. You really don't need any more. Those two are two good cards. And, just go ahead, like I said, use them, pay them off. And in a year, your score should be a little better, or maybe even a lot better, depending on what's going on with your credit profile, than it is right now. So that is a great start, Giselle. John, thanks for stopping by the channel. It says, "What's my opinion on tipping at restaurants?" What's my opinion? My opinion, or you're asking what's your opinion? My opinion in regards to tipping at restaurants is definitely do it, especially if you have good service. Then definitely let them know that you appreciate their service for sure. I've always been good about tipping. I'm not saying it like I'm just a great tipper, but at the same time, I definitely tip. I try to tip more than 10%, of course. I try to do sometimes between 15, 20, 25%, depending on the service and the restaurant and the amount, of course, right? Because I'm cheap. Everybody knows this. So that's my 2 cents on that. Okay, Lyndon says, dude, the computer doesn't want to work or what? There we go. Lyndon says, Dwayne, is the man hit the thumbs up? Didn't mean to send 5. I meant 35. Hey, well, I appreciate it. I definitely got the 35 both ways, huh? So thanks a lot for that, Lyndon. I appreciate it. Once again, check out Lyndon's channel, guys, and definitely subscribe to the channel. Angel, what's going on? Angel says, what's up, Rude Boy? Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Everything is good for me, and hopefully everybody that's watching this, they're doing well as well. Thanks for stopping by, Angel. Appreciate you. Cycle Tesla says, what's up, Dwayne? I just wanted to thank you for your help. Watching your videos and being a patron supporter has helped me go from 542 to a 700 in about 4 months. Hey, awesome. Hey, you stopped by the stream. I know you mentioned earlier, you sent me a text earlier on my Google Voice, and you mentioned this to me, and you mentioned that you would probably stop by the live stream. Thanks for taking the time to do that. Once again, it's always powerful when people see that what it is we talk about on this channel works, and that it's working for people. So definitely thank you for taking the time to stop by the channel and make that comment. That means a lot to me, and it definitely means a lot to the viewers that are gonna watch this video and the videos in the future to come, to know that this stuff works, okay? So thank you for taking the time to say that. I appreciate you a lot. You also said, not only that, with my new score, I was able to get $45,000 in funding, and also was approved for a brand new Tesla. There we go. Shout out to you, brother. Message. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Once again, thank you for taking the time to do that. Wow, Luis is watching from Brazil. Awesome, bro. Thank you for letting me know from where you're watching, and thank you for watching from Brazil. That's freaking awesome. I'm sure that the credit situation is probably different, but I know that the premise of credit, and as far as being responsible and paying on time, is definitely going to be the same. Do you guys have the opportunity to earn like cash back and points towards travel? Let me know in the comments, Luis. David says he's watching from Brooklyn. Hey, man, I appreciate you letting me know from where you're watching, and thank you again for watching the stream. Don't want to butcher your name, bro. Mr. Carter, thank you for watching. Where's Burleson, bro? I don't even know where that is. What state is that? I have no idea. That's so funny. All right, see here. Oh, wow. Okay, Atticus, I was reading your comment. It says, in regards to the Navy Federal, what about you already the referral and the access code and still got denied? I don't know what to do anymore. Hey, man, just sit still. Sometimes when we get denied, as much as it hurts, because it does hurt, I hate rejection. You just got to chill for a while. I'm not sure why you get denied, so I clearly can't elaborate on that. And I don't know if you're talking about if you got denied for like a checking account, or if you got denied for a credit card. But if you let me know exactly what you're talking about, I can do a better job answering. So yeah, Jason Alley, thank you for stopping by the live stream. I appreciate you. Always awesome to see another friendly face. Thank you guys for stopping by the stream. Oh, totally butcher your last name last time. I think it's L'Oreal, because you definitely told me how to say it. But thank you for watching the live stream. Thanks for coming back. I hope I said your name right. That's funny. Pink Lady Barber, thank you for joining the stream. And thanks for coming back again for another episode. Sneaky25, hey, thank you for joining the stream. Alberto, thank you for joining the stream. Guys, real quickly, I kind of mentioned it in the last live stream, and I did a video while I was buying my ticket. I bought a ticket to Costa Rica with American Express with my membership rewards points for American Express. I had about 140 something thousand points. It would have been like 170 something thousand points if I didn't use, I think I used like 30,000 of the points when I went from Houston to New York LaGuardia. Of course, people that do travel and use points to redeem towards travel would like, man, that was a waste of points. And it kind of was I should have just paid for it because it really wasn't that much of a ticket. It was like, I don't know, I want to say like less than $300 for that ticket. Whereas my trip to Costa Rica, that ticket was insanely expensive. Well, to me, insanely expensive. As a matter of fact, that's the most expensive ticket I've ever purchased because I haven't traveled like really, really far abroad like Greece or London or anywhere where the ticket's going to be insanely expensive. So that ticket ended up being like 740 something bucks, the ticket to Costa Rica. And so what I ended up doing was I ended up using some of my membership reward points, and I actually booked a ticket from amextravel.com. Now, I contacted American Express because I wanted to make sure, hey, if I use these points or if I book this ticket, can I use my points to cover, the cost of the ticket? And of course, they were like, yeah, you definitely can, but you want to make sure that you book the ticket through Amex Travel because that way it's going to be a 1-to-1 ratio as far as your points are concerned. So what I mean by a 1-to-1 ratio is, let's say the ticket was $700. It's going to cost me 70,000 membership reward points to redeem if I use amextravel.com, as opposed to if I went ahead and got the ticket directly with United Airlines. It would cost me more than 70,000 points. It may cost me like 74,000 points or 73,000 points. It would be more by not going through amextravel.com. And to my surprise, I thought that ticket was going to be like, substantially more expensive because it's through amextravel.com, but it wasn't. I did a lot of research before getting that ticket, and using those membership reward points, I didn't really want to use my points for that trip, but I didn't really want to spend almost $750 to go to Costa Rica. I think part of the problem is the fact that it's Labor Day weekend, so it was expensive, and then it's a non-stop flight. I wanted to just fly straight from Houston to Costa Rica and back. The ticket was cheaper had I have a stop in there, and then of course if I flew Spirit, which I wasn't feeling Spirit. I've never flown Spirit, but I know Spirit is pretty inexpensive, but I've also heard that, it's not the most comfortable ride as far as flying is concerned. So I didn't really want to test that notion. So I went ahead and just, used a lot of my membership reward points, even though I really was trying to save it for like, Greece. It's so funny. Like I keep talking about Greece. I really need to make it a priority to go to Greece, to be honest with you. I've been watching a lot of videos about Greece. I shouldn't say a lot. There's just one guy that I was watching. His channel name is Hello, My Name is Tony. Love his channel. Great dude. Great editing. And so I watched a lot of his videos when he went to Greece. I think he's going to go back in September of this year, which I'm looking forward to. So anyway, I didn't want to use my points towards that, but I did. And I'm happy that I did because, of course, $750 would have been 750 real bucks out of my pocket. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of the beauty in being able to use your credit card for everyday purchases that I make ordinarily, right? I'm not doing anything out the ordinary. I'm just using my credit card instead of my debit card. And because I use it a lot and I accumulate all these points, I can then turn around and, either get cash back if I'm using a cash back card, or I can turn around and use these points to book a plane ticket that's almost $750. So for that, I'm insanely grateful. Now, uh, in regards to cash back, I've been quietly getting a substantial amount of cash back with my Discover card. I have two Discover cards. I had a Discover It card that was a secured card in August 2017, and that card matured. It was like 14 months after I got it open, so that card is now an unsecured card. But of course, I reapplied and got a unsecured card, which has a $5,000 limit. And so I was working on that card. Now, I applied for the card, I think, last August 2018. So I'm coming up on my year membership with Discover. And of course, Discover matches all your cash back. So the reason why I brought that up is because I've been quietly earning a decent amount of cash back. Not as much as the first time around, but I think it's going to be a little over $300 worth of cash back for a year. I really have been splitting my expenses between my Discover It card because of the cashback match, and also with my American Express Gold card because, of course, there's a $250 annual fee, and that was kind of my first experience with a travel credit card, and definitely a credit card with a $250 annual fee. So it's been a good year as far as cashback is concerned and points earned towards travel. So I'm really excited about that. All right, let me jump back in here and kind of see what's going on. That's funny. I'm laughing at Rick. Rick says the garlic festival in California was bad. Um, okay. Sorry, reading here. Lando, thanks for joining the live stream. Hey, Dwayne. Yeah, the orange said, oh, that's funny. I was like, what? Oh, okay. Said Toledo from a teleprompter. Um, at that. Like, really? Shaking my head. Got claws on pause to watch. You got claws on pause to watch? Man, that's freaking awesome. That's funny. I've seen the previews to that show and never actually take the time to watch it. So I guess you're saying it's a good show. I should definitely go back and check that out, huh? That's funny. All right, let's see. Dwayne. Alberto says, my daughter got the Citibank Diamond with a credit limit of 7,500. Wow, you think it's a good idea to add me as an authorized user? Absolutely, bro. Are you kidding me? It's always a good idea, especially if she's going to be responsible and pay that card on time and, you know, try to keep the utilization down. Now, it's not going to necessarily be a good idea if her utilization is like 50%, because that is going to affect your utilization and it's going to bring, you know, your utilization up, which is not good. You want your utilization between 0 and 10%. So it's a great idea if she's going to use it responsibly. Absolutely, for sure. Oh, wow. Okay. Rick is saying that Navy Federal Credit Union has a credit building secured loan starting at 250, and there's no credit pull for that. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. Rick, thank you for sharing that information. Hopefully somebody can use that for sure. All right, let's see here. Greg, thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate you, sir. He says, good to see you. Patience is a virtue of blessing. Absolutely. And boy, am I reminded that patience is a virtue on the daily. I have this wonderful thing called my job, and it's it reminds me of that, and then it also kind of reminds me that I need to be grateful for where I am and for what I have, because it's very easy to get in a place of complaining about what I don't have and what I should have and what's owed to me. But thank goodness for me being a little more mature and living a little more life, because I'm able to take a step back and kind of really appreciate where I am now as opposed to where I was. Um, I've mentioned before that there's been dark days in the past. I've had a huge financial obligation that I had to take care of. And it was hanging over my head for a while. And, you know, I finally got to a point where I was able to tackle that recently. And, you know, it really helps when you're in a position to mature and, you know, just kind of exercise patience and exercise gratefulness. So, thank you for making that comment, Greg. Jerry says, "Can you transfer an auto loan to a balance transfer card?" Um, I wish. I don't think it's possible. I think the only way that you possibly could do that is if you got one of those checks. Like they send you a check that you can use for balance transfers. But I think you'd have to like somehow, get that check cashed in order to pay off your car loan, right? And then that way it would, like whatever you cashed on that particular check would be on your credit card. But of course, cashing those checks, I don't remember what those the proper name is. Is it like cash advance check or something like that? Cashing those checks is like suicide because the interest rate is going to be astronomical. So you really can't do that. I wish we could. That would be really, really freaking awesome. Oh wow. Okay. Cedric says his credit score is 717 with TransUnion and a 704 with Equifax. That's pretty awesome. Thank you for sharing that, bro. That's awesome. Congratulations to you. Thoroughly No Sick was sick. Thoroughly No Six. What's going on, Trey? Thanks for joining the live stream. Saw the notification and had to swing by. Appreciate that, man. It's a good thing you swung by when you did because I started the live stream later than I wanted, to be honest with you. Anthony L360 is watching from Brooklyn. Thanks for joining the stream, bro. Nice to see you again. Ronald says, my Capital One card is over a year. Should I do a product change? I think you should definitely consider doing a product change because if you have a Capital One card that is earning absolutely no cash back or any kind of points, you definitely need to do a product change, even if it's for the Capital One Quicksilver card where you earn 1.5% cash back. You definitely want to see if you can get that. Or another one that you may consider that is kind of tricky to get sometimes is the Capital One Saver card. That card, you're able to get a substantial amount back on dining and entertainment. Of course, there's two different Saver cards. There's one that has an annual fee where you earn 4% back. And then there's one that does not have an annual fee where I think you earn 3%. I'm not sure because that's not the one that I have. But you definitely want to consider doing that because that way you can use your card and, get a little cash back for it, to be honest with you. L'Oreal says, do you think I am an AU? Do you think if I am an AU on Amex, I will have better chance of getting my own Amex? Yeah, I mean, that's how it's supposed to work. When you become an authorized user, in a sense, you're also starting your relationship with that particular card. And so in turn, it should make it easier for you to get an account with them in the future. Now, you definitely want to be careful. You definitely want to take your time and be patient. You want to make sure you have the right approach and the right kind of standards when you're or not the right standards, but sort of kind of the right I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but you definitely want to have a realistic approach, okay? And so by that I mean, if you become an authorized user on a card and then like 3 months later you turn around and think that you're going to get approved because you're an authorized user, that may not necessarily be the case. Now, if you're an authorized user for like 8 to 10 months, possibly, let's say your credit score is actually doing well, and by well I mean at least a 680, your FICO score is at least a 680 and you don't have a lot of inquiries, then chances of you being approved for an American Express card is a lot greater that way. And that's what I mean when I say like, realistic expectations. So the answer is yes, it does help for sure. All right, let's see here. Oh, okay. Mr. Carter says that Burleson, Texas. Okay, I got you. I was wondering, do you know anything about student credit cards? Student credit cards are a great deal. You should consider getting a Student Discover card. You should consider possibly getting a Student Capital One card. Both of those cards are good to get as a student, and it definitely will kind of get your feet wet into the credit game. What I will say is you definitely want to be responsible when you get those cards or you get a student credit card. Do your best to only use the card if you actually have money to pay it off. All right, you definitely want to do that. I know that when I was a student, life happened, and boy, I used my card, and I didn't necessarily use it irresponsibly, but I didn't have money to pay for it. So by definition, not having money to pay for it or pay for the purchase at the time is definitely kind of using it irresponsibly. So you definitely want to, get the card, but use it when you have the money to pay it off. So, if you're going to buy something to eat or maybe buy some gas, you have that money readily available in your checking account. after post in a couple of days, just pay it off. Don't even wait till your billing or your due date, because something may happen at that time, and whatever that something is will probably be more important than paying off your credit card bill, and so you may not pay it off. But you definitely want to consider getting student cards, and certainly pay it off for sure. Hey, Latrice, thank you for stopping by the stream. I appreciate you, ma'am. Luis says, hey, man, here we have some card with cashback, but normally with annual fee, so only big spenders can enjoy it properly. Wow. And cards here are really high. APY 238% on my bank for me, but usually more. What? 238%? What? So I guess what you're saying is they're really encouraging responsible use, either responsible use or no use at all, right? So, man, that's crazy. Thank you for sharing that, bro. I appreciate that a lot. That is crazy. 238%? Yikes. Ant Stan, thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate you coming back for another episode. L'Oreal says, Dwayne, when I was in college, I bombed a Citi card. It charged off. I paid it in full. It's been 11 years and I still get denied. I get a message saying, due to your past history. Wow. That sucks. Let's see. You said, do you like I would be denied? Do you think I guess you're saying, do you think I'd be denied for a Citi airline issued card as well? Yeah, I think so. I think if you want to get a way back in with Citi, you definitely want to get the Citi secured card. Okay, get that card, rock it out for a year, and then go from there. All right, that's the best advice. If you get denied for the Citi secured card, then clearly Citibank is not playing. And it's unfortunate, but there are other great cards out there and great credit card companies other than Citibank. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. Keep me posted on what's going on with that. Here we go. That boy Gary's giving some good nuggets here. Gary says, if you would have transferred your points to Avios, an American airline partner, they'd give you a 40% bonus. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not insanely, knowledgeable when it comes to stuff like this. I know that there's partners and stuff like that, and I know that your points are going to be more valuable elsewhere. As a matter of fact, I was watching somebody's video today, and he was talking about that. And it wasn't one of the big YouTubers. It was another guy's channel. Actually has less subs than I do, but it was very good information, and I certainly need to get more informed with that if I'm interested in traveling. At this point, I mean, I'm just grateful to use points to get an airline ticket. But Gary, I appreciate you making that contribution, and hopefully, as time goes on, I'll continue to grow and get more knowledgeable on that type of stuff. Man, I appreciate you dropping that nugget, though. Thanks for taking the time to do that. 912 all day long says, hey, Dwayne, I freeze my 3 credit bureau or my 3 bureau reports because of all the credit hacking. Only going to take the freeze off while I apply for credit, then freeze it back. Are you going to freeze yours? First of all, I can't believe that I'm going to say I haven't frozen mine yet. I should, and I should have already, and I haven't. That's kind of crazy. It's just one of those things where clearly it's going to be to my benefit to do it because, number one, I don't need to be applying for a jack. And then number two, I don't need my accounts hacked or my identity theft or anything of that nature. So I'm ashamed to say that I don't have my credit frozen, but I should. So that's definitely something that I need to do. Maybe you can stop by and remind me and heckle me every now and then about it. Every now and then. All right. And Stan. Okay. And Stan was talking to Rick. TK Sada says, when you do a balance transfer with Citibank Double Cash, they just deposit the money into your account. Okay, I think maybe you were answering someone. Sean says, watching your videos, I went from 530 to 705 and have 25,000 in credit limit. Great channel. Dude, Sean, thanks for saying that, and your check is in the mail. I appreciate you doing that, bro. That's freaking awesome, and congratulations to you for doing all the actual work. See, here's the funny thing about getting information, right? So like a lot of us, myself included at some point, um, we're really kind of good at maybe getting information and maybe even researching to get the information, right? But then for some reason we have this shortcoming where we don't take action, and it's very imperative that you take action, right? Like clearly you're not going to accomplish the things you want without taking massive action. So kudos to you, Sean, and anybody else that's watching the channel, that has watched the channel and have found it valuable, and more importantly, taken action. Taking action is insanely important, and congratulations to you, Sean. Thank you for sharing that, man. That's really, really cool, bro. Tharlin06 says, what is the sweet spot to ask for a product change on a credit card? Does it depend on which card issuer it's with? As far as sweet spot, I don't know that there's a sweet spot other than like, well, number one, I would say a year is always a good time frame, right? Like don't ask for a product change before a year. That to me just kind of makes some sense. Depending on it, like if it's a secured card, or actually it doesn't even matter what kind of card it is, a year is a good time to wait. So you definitely want to wait a year before considering doing a product change. That's the first thing. Another thing to consider, which I think it's kind of common sense, but it may not be common sense, is make sure that like if you're gonna do a product change, you don't owe a lot of money, on that particular card. Like if I were you, like get the balance down to zero. It just kind of looks better and it looks like you're responsible type of thing, instead of like asking for a product change and you owe them a lot of money. So that is my 2 cents in regards to that, for sure. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. What's going on? Travel Explore Click David. That boy David says, what's up, Dwayne? Just stopping by to show support. Nice to see you on Tuesday. Yeah, man, I had to stop by on this Tuesday because I didn't do my stream on Monday. And of course, doing one video a week is clearly the bare minimum. The bare minimum. So thanks for stopping by, David. I appreciate that. And believe it or not, even if I don't comment, because I watch your videos and your streams, and I don't always comment, but I'm there in the shadows checking it out, man, and I appreciate your channel. So if you guys are watching this, you definitely want to subscribe to David's channel, Travel Explore Click. David does a great job talking about credit cards. He also does a great job talking about points and redeeming them, especially in regards to the Chase ecosystem. I'm a little jealous, right? David has a bunch of Chase cards, and I was getting there. I was having a bunch of Chase cards myself, but that is no longer. So I guess I'm in the Amex ecosystem. I think David's going to be looking to jump into the American Express ecosystem coming up. So be sure to check out his channel. Thanks for stopping by, David. I appreciate you, sir. Hey, Miss Gatlin, thank you for joining the stream. You're late. No, you're not late. I'm late, actually, but thanks for stopping by. That's funny. Ant Stan says, I'm a member, Rick. My TU score is 716. They use TransUnion on their credit cards. I went with the secured just to raise my score. Okay, yeah. All right, that's good. That's good stuff. I mean, I personally have a secured card with Navy Federal, and I really don't need the secure card, but I was like, listen, man, I want a relationship with this bank, and I want the relationship because hopefully in the future I'll get an unsecured card when I apply for a separate card and get a pretty generous credit limit. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted as far as that is concerned. How long do you have to have a savings or checking account to get approved for Capital One Platinum MasterCard? Wow. I don't know that there is a definite answer to that. It's kind of weird because Capital One's weird, man. Capital One has, they pull like all four credit scores are from 4 credit bureaus, right? And I still don't know why they do that. It's kind of wacky, to be honest with you. But they do that, and they actually will deny somebody, which sometimes doesn't make any sense, but they extend credit or loans to people that sometimes don't make sense. So I'm not sure how to answer that question, but what I would say is I would say at least 8 months, 8 to 10 months is what I personally would do. I think that's a decent time period, and of course you're going to have as best of a relationship as possible with them during that time with those accounts, right? So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. Morpheus 420 says 238. Yeah, I know you're talking about Luis in Brazil. 238%. Yeah, that is beyond ridiculous, to be honest with you. Mr. Carter says, "What's your opinion on Wells Fargo credit cards?" In regards to Wells Fargo credit cards, man, it's actually kind of, I feel like it's kind of hit or miss. People have either great things to say about Wells Fargo or people think Wells Fargo is trash. I know me personally, I've had, I don't, I don't want to say I've had a good relationship with Wells Fargo. I mean, I've had a checking account with them forever. I think they were like one of the first checking accounts I opened back in '99. I remember doing that. And banking wise, it was cool. You know what I mean? It's a bank. I mean, there was, I can't really say anything. I did my part. They did their part. I got a secured card way back in the day, probably 99, 2000, when I didn't even really understand credit, definitely didn't understand secured cards. And I did not necessarily have a good experience with them. I ended up closing the card because I think a year had gone by and I wasn't promoted to or graduated to an unsecured card. I don't even know what the process was back then, but I think it's just kind of hit or miss when it comes to Wells Fargo, to be honest with you. But more importantly, when it comes to credit cards in general, I think it has more to do with you and how responsible you are than anything else. You know what I mean? Customer service aside, perks aside, you still have to be responsible and do what it is you need to be doing in regards to your credit card, whether it's, try to keep your utilization between 0 and 10%, definitely paying your bill on time all the time, period, the end. You know what I mean? So I don't think the company matters as much unless you're looking to earn cash back or points towards travel. Once you're kind of considering those things, that's kind of when it matters, and you're trying to maximize, what it is you're doing, or you're trying to get a bigger bang for your buck type of deal. So that's my 2 cents on that. Rick Phillips says, Dwayne, I appreciate you sharing your experience with all of the credit building. You rock. Hey, I appreciate you sharing that in the comments, man. I never get tired of the kind words, bro. So thanks a lot for that. Atticus says, for credit bureaus, yeah, there's one called Innovus that nobody really talks about because, of course, we all know TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. But there's one that's Innovus. And I guess it's clearly not that big of a deal because, like none of the credit, like the apps like Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, NerdWallet, they don't really report that. And then in general, when you pull your score, you don't like hear of that one. So it does exist. And I know Capital One, like I said, pulls from that one as well. Cycle Tesla says, first of all, hey man, dude, I totally like glossed over the fact that you said you have a Tesla, right? So how is that, man? How's the Tesla? Do you have that big monitor inside? Do you love the car? I thought about getting one for like a millisecond, when I thought like, oh man, I'm big time. Maybe I should get a Tesla. I'm not gonna do that. But how does it work? Do you pay a big chunk of money up front, or do you pay your car note like you do a regular car? Let me know in the comments below. Luis says 238% APR is considered low here. I have this because I'm good. I'm a good client of my bank. My card is from FinTech, and they have 580 APR. Dude, I don't even like. Clearly, credit is a lot different over there in Brazil. But hey, you guys are doing your thing as a nation. I know Brazil is definitely up and coming. Brazil is a big deal. And a lot of people don't necessarily know that because, of course, we talk about America and America's number one. But you guys are doing some good things over there for sure. Bodyguard 856 says, I've been reading on the forums that Navy Federal is very generous in giving credit limits even with bad credit. Has anyone experienced this firsthand? I agree. I've definitely heard stories of that. And I think it has a lot to do with, number one, the fact that they are catering to military people that served. And then, of course, also, I think if you have a relationship with them bank wise and you've been with them for a while, they're really looking to help people. So that's certainly awesome of Navy Federal Credit Union. And that's one of the reasons why I, got in there, to be honest with you. What's going on, Tyrone? Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate you, man. Cycle Tesla says, yes, it's freaking amazing. Hey, yeah, we need to definitely communicate about that. Like I said, let me know what's going on with your monthly, right? I don't know a lot about it, and I've been I guess daydreaming, to be honest. I was watching videos on YouTube about Tesla and I was like, yo, this is clean. I mean, the monitor alone is sick, and of course, like, the fact that there's just a minimalist approach to Tesla and how clean and simple it is inside the car. I mean, it's freaking dope. So I'm definitely interested in finding out more about that. Greg, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by the stream. It's a pleasure to see you again, bro. Thank you for stopping by. My first one was cash. My next one will be a regular car note. Cash. Okay, brother. I see you, man. Wow, that's awesome, man. All right, big money. Francisco, thanks for joining the stream. You said, what's up, Dwayne? My son wants to get started on his credit journey. Would it be a good idea to add him as an AU on my card before he applies for a credit card? Absolutely a great idea. As a matter of fact, my kids are authorized users on a couple of my cards. My son is going to be 17 on the 26th of this month. He's going to be a senior. My son's just like me. It's kind of cool, sort of. It's kind of cool, sort of, that he's 17 his whole senior year, and then he's going to be 18, his freshman year in college. I was 17 my whole senior year. My birthday's in June. And then I turned 18 after I graduated high school and, was 18 as a freshman. So anyway, it's a great idea to add your kid as an authorized user for sure. Add your son as an authorized user. It only benefits him, especially if you have good credit history or good payment history on your card. That's one way to kind of boost up his score and certainly establish a score for him. It'll take a while for him to have a credit score, but it's definitely a good look to do that, and that's going to be, a good little boost for him. So you definitely want to make sure you do that, Francisco. Thanks for asking that question, bro. Tyrone says, Dwayne, Barclay cards seem like it's harder to get approved compared to U.S. Bank. Is that true? I've heard that. In my own experience, I had an easy time getting approved for the U.S. Bank. For a U.S. Bank credit card. But of course, that had to do with the fact that my credit score was over 700 when I applied for it. I did not have a lot of inquiries, and I did not have a relationship with them. Now, I got denied for a Barclays card because I had a lot of inquiries, and I had over 6 new accounts in a 24-month period. I know Barclays did not like that. They told me that personally. And at the time of that application, my credit score, my FICO score with TransUnion was 781. I know for a fact that my FICO score had nothing to do with why I did not get approved. So it just really kind of depends, to be honest with you. I think how many inquiries you have or new accounts you have within a 24-month period with Barclays is something to consider. And of course, if you have a bunch of inquiries, on there, whether you're approved or not for those, whatever you have inquiries for, that they're probably not going to approve you. So I've heard that it's hard. I'll let you know in a couple of years exactly how hard it is. Let's say I apply for the card again after 24 months. And if I don't get approved for it then I'll say it's a lot harder to get approved for a Barclays card than it does for the U.S. Bank. With U.S. Bank, you can kind of go in the back door. You can get a secured card with them to establish that relationship, and then from there you can get promoted to an unsecured card, right? So that's always a good idea, and that's what I would recommend, to be honest, with anybody interested in doing that. Cycle Tesla says, Navy Federal gave me a 4% APR after my first day of signing up with them. Wow, 4% APR on what? On what? I know for a fact that Navy Federal has amazing rates. Like, for example, the rate, the APR on the secured card is 18%. 18% is like really, really good for a credit card, especially. It's kind of like one of those prime rates, to be honest with you. I think like an example would be with American Express. Like I think you can get anywhere from 17.99% up to 24 or 25.99%. So in other words, if your credit is good, you can get a rate of 17.99% with American Express. Now, this is the secured card with Navy Federal Credit Union, and it's fixed at 18%, which is pretty freaking sweet. And I think that the rate is lower on other cards that Navy Federal offers, so that's pretty cool. Lavanza, first of all, thank you for joining the bankruptcy. Thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate you very much. That's funny. Ricky, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by the stream. Glad to see you, sir. Okay, Lavanza said I filed bankruptcy less than a year ago and got approved for $15,000 with Navy Fed. Wow, that is insane. First of all, congratulations. That's awesome. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. I thought you weren't supposed to be applying for credit like after you file bankruptcy, or if you, or during that process. But either way, that's freaking awesome. Luis says in Brazil, credit is almost king. Even some street vendors accept card here. We are on a moment where credit card machines providers are fighting to charge less and pay faster, usually 2 days. Gotcha. Credit is almost king. That's funny. That's so crazy to me, bro. Like I don't know. Like that the APR is just like insanely ridiculous. But I guess that's just kind of where we are right now, where you guys are right at that moment. I'm sure it'll improve in the near future. Sorry, I'm trying to read and think at the same time. Okay, Lavanza says it was after my discharge. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I mean, I don't have a credit card currently with a $15,000 credit limit, so that is freaking cool. That's really, really cool. Okie dokie. All right, let me see here. Oh, okay, cool. It seems like I've caught up with the chats. Guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and slap them into the comment section. If you're new to the channel, if you're watching this back on the replay and you've made it all the way here, you definitely need to subscribe to the channel. Clearly, you're a nerd and you definitely value what it is we've talked about in this particular live stream, because this is over 56 minutes into the stream. And if you've watched it, the replay back, and you've watched it all the way here or listened to it, you definitely want to make sure you subscribe. I would love to have your support on this channel, How to Build Credit TV. Go ahead and, like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer it. Julio says, hey, Dwayne, shout out from Houston. Bro, you're in Houston. All right, bro. Thank you for stopping by the stream. I appreciate you, sir. That's freaking awesome. All right, so I'll just kind of stick around here to kind of see if you guys have any more comments before I jump off of the stream here on a Tuesday evening. Man, this stream wasn't too bad. We're a little under an hour, which is always good. You know what I mean? That means I can kind of, jump off here and still have a decent evening, go watch some trash TV. Okay, we got a question here from Lavanza. Lavanza says, Lavanza, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. All right, I'm using my Hooked on Phonics skills. Hopefully it's working out for me. What's your plan with building your credit? Okay, good question. It kind of depends on from where you're starting. For me personally, what I will always suggest to somebody if they're building credit, brand new, let's say you want to apply for a credit card and you don't have any credit at all and you don't want to be rejected, because rejection sucks. We don't like rejection. I would advise you to apply for a secured card. A secured card with a bank that allows you to be promoted or graduate to an unsecured card. So in other words, don't get a secured card that doesn't promote or graduate to an unsecured card. Like a good example would be the Green Dot secured card. I think it's a great secured card. There are some great secured cards out there. There's even one out there with a 9.99 fixed APR, which is insanely low. Like that type of APR is like from the 90s. You know what I mean? Like that's a great APR, right? However, that particular card does not graduate to an unsecured card, so I wouldn't advise people to apply for that. So you definitely want to get a secured card with a bank that graduates to an unsecured card. and consider getting a secured card with a big bank, banks like Citibank, banks like Discover Card. You definitely want to get one of those two. If you're starting off, get that, and then just use the card, pay it off every single month on time, of course. Be responsible. Try to keep your utilization beneath 10% if possible. If you don't know what I'm talking about in regards to utilization, let's say you have a credit limit of $500. 10% of $500 is $50. So when your due date, not your due date, but your cycle date, whenever your cycle date ends or your statement cycle ends, you want to make sure that your balance is $50 or less, okay? And the due date and the cycle date is two different dates. You're not going to know when your closing date is or your statement cycle date is until you call them and ask. So your due date could be on the 16th of the month, and your statement closing date could be like on the 12th or the 5th or the 2nd. Whenever the statement closing date is, whatever your balance is on that day, there's a snapshot that's taken and sent to the credit bureaus, and that is where your credit utilization comes from. So whatever your balance is on that day. So if I have a $500 credit limit and my balance is $400, I'm using 90% of my available credit, and that is not good. You want to be using between 0 and 10% only when the closing date is, right? So you can do whatever you want, but by the time the closing date rolls around, you want to make sure that your balance is between 0% and 10%. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. Do that for a year, and of course you'll start to build credit. If you are trying to rebuild your credit, you could do the exact same thing as well. Get a secured card with a bank that graduates to an unsecured card, and just use it for a year, and kind of see where your score goes in that time frame. Of course, you're going to be responsible. You're going to pay your bill on time, that type of thing. All right. Hopefully that helps. And of course, I know it may seem like I'm rushing because I'm, I was trying to end the stream even though I'm answering questions here. Be sure to come back and ask any questions. This is the first time that I've seen your name, Lavanza. So you definitely want to make sure you come by and ask questions. Leave comments under the videos, any of my videos, and I'll do my best to answer it when I see the comment. All right. Hopefully that helped. Gary says, yeah, under an hour is good. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, sometimes, I'm like, man, I got to try to be good, and not go over 8:30. But I definitely want to make sure that I cater to the community and answer questions. I mean, you guys have me here typically, once a week in these live streams. So, that's plenty of time to come and get your questions answered for sure. Mr. Carter says, how many credit cards should you apply to at one time? There's a bunch of different schools of thought when it comes to this. I will tell you what I've done personally. Last August 2018, I personally I did 2 applications on the exact same day. I did the Blue Cash Card from American Express, and I did the Discover Card from the Discover Card from American Express. That's what I was gonna say. I did the Discover Card. I know I applied for those 2 cards in the same day. I think on the next day I applied for 2 more cards, right? People say that you're supposed to, apply for the cards that you're interested in at the same time. So pretty much on the same day. Because what happens is when you stretch your applications, let's say you stretch your applications over a week or 2 weeks, the cards that you apply for later, they're going to see the inquiries that you've made, right? So let's say you're going to apply for 6 cards, which is a lot of cards, by the way. Don't necessarily recommend it. The 6th application will see that you've applied for those other 5 cards, and that's clearly not a good look. They're going to be wondering, why are you trying to secure so much credit and so much new credit? Okay, that's not good. I've experienced that myself personally. So I think it's safe to say, maybe you can apply for 2 cards at the same time, especially if you're, you don't have any inquiries. I'm not telling you to apply for 2 cards every time you apply for credit cards. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. I'm saying if you have no inquiries and you haven't gotten a credit card in like a year or 2, applying for 2 cards at the same time is not bad at all. And depending on who the cards are with, you're certainly going to get approved for it. Anyway, we'll talk more about that. I know you're probably kind of new to the channel, so The more you stick around and ask your questions, hopefully I'll take care of you, and the community will as well. First of all, kudos to you, Mr. Carter, for wanting to build your credit at such a young age. That's freaking awesome. Hopefully my kids will kind of be like that when they're your age. I think by default my son will. Actually, they both probably will, because my kids are a lot like me. And so I know my son's like all into it. He's like, man, I can't wait to have a gold card. And I'm like, well, I'll add you as an authorized user on that American Express gold card. You can have one for a while until you get your own. So I know he's excited about that. I know he's not excited about paying that $250 price point, but I know he's excited about having a gold card, which I'm sure will be a good look, and it'll be a little bit of fun for him. All right, let's see here. Okay. Um, Bodyguard says, I joined 2 weeks ago. I was thinking about applying for their secured card with a 200 minimum deposit, but I was also thinking of waiting 3 to 4 months and applying for one of their regular cards. My 2 cents on that is you're definitely going to get the secured card, and you can apply for that whenever. If you're going to wait to apply for a regular card, I would give it more than 3 to 4 months. I personally would give it like 8 months. I'm sure you don't have to wait that long. You may even get offers in the mail from them before then. Okay. But that's kind of what I would do personally. That's my 2 cents on that, Bodyguard 856. Thank you for that question. Julio says, hey Dwayne, I have lots of nice award credit cards, but still bad. I pay Discover over 10K, but they won't give me a card. Should I get a secured card from them? I'm assuming you owed them over 10K is what you're saying. I don't know that they're going to give you a secured card. And I would really hate for you to apply for one and not get it, because of course they're going to do a hard pull. You may want to consider going with someone else and worrying about establishing or re-establishing a relationship with Discover at a later date, right? Because I mean, if I'm assuming you paid, you said I have lots of nice award credit cards, but credit's still bad. I paid Discover over 10 G's, but they won't give me a card. Should I get a secure card with them? I would wait. I would wait before applying for a secure card with Discover. And definitely, if you had a bad relationship with them, you definitely have to wait at least 7 years for it to get off of your credit report, to be honest with you. There are other banks out there that are great other than Discover. You know what I mean? So you'll be all right. That's my 2 cents on that. Tharlin06 says, I don't know if you already answered this. What do you think about Apple's new credit card? Are you going to try and get it? It's funny. I was thinking about that today. Sadly, I'm an Apple snob. The Apple credit card is not anything special, especially if you're not buying Apple products and or using Apple Pay. If you can find a way to use Apple Pay a lot, then of course you're going to be rewarded. I think you're going to get 3% cash back. And of course, if you are buying Apple products, you'll get 3%. So basically, having the Apple card, it's like, are you going to be purchasing Apple stuff, or are you in a position to use Apple Pay a lot? And if you're in a position to use Apple Pay a lot, then it's going to be worth it, because you can get 3% back, and 3% is pretty freaking sweet. So that's kind of what I feel about the card. Of course, I want to see what this titanium card is going to be all about. Apple does a really good job branding. Apple's success and a lot of successful company comes a lot from the marketing and the branding, and clearly we know Apple is freaking incredible when it comes to stuff like that. So that's my 2 cents on it. The card itself is all right. Am I gonna get it? I shouldn't get it. I should not apply for it. It remains to be seen what I will actually do. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on that. That's funny. Pink Lady Barber says, are you still applying for cards? Where are you with hard inquiries? I'm not applying for cards currently. In regards to hard inquiries, I have a lot of them. I think it was like 8 on one of my credit reports. It actually is kind of weird. It fluctuates, because like right now, if I check right now, just for grins on Credit Karma, I don't think it's very accurate because I know that I've had a lot of inquiries. I mean, I've applied for a lot of stuff in a short time. I know I had over 8. I know I had over 11 at one point, to be honest with you. But I'm looking at Credit Karma right now, and I'll just kind of tell you what it says in regards to what's this, TransUnion. Okay, in regards to TransUnion, right now it says I have 3 hard inquiries. See if you guys can see that. Nope. I'm doing a poor job. Jesus. That's bad. There we go. 3 hard inquiries with TransUnion. Let me click on Equifax. With Equifax, I have 5 hard inquiries with Equifax. Sorry. Can we focus? No? Don't want to focus? Can we? There we go. 5 hard inquiries with Equifax. And my score is not bad right now, according to Credit Karma. It's a 763. And then with TransUnion, it is a 760. So it's not bad, but for me, my credit score with Credit Karma is always lower than my actual FICO score. But I definitely shouldn't be applying for cards for sure. I should be chilling. Now, I'm not insanely worried about that right now at this moment. Like if I needed to get like a real loan or something like that from a bank, I think I would get it. Of course, it's not a good look that I have that many inquiries. And like I said, I really think I have like 11, 8. You know, I have a lot of inquiries. Lisa Love Beauty says, do you have other social media pages? I do not. I don't have anything else. YouTube is my only social media. I have accounts, like I have an Instagram that I never post anything, of course. I never comment on anything. I have Snapchat, same thing. I don't do anything on Snapchat. I think I have a Twitter account for How to Build Credit TV, but I don't really post on there. So this YouTube this is it. This is my social media, and that's probably a good thing. It's one less thing for me to manage. You know, if I had a Facebook and so on and so forth, that's something else I have to manage and answer questions there. And I have all the fun I need to in regards to answering questions right here on YouTube. And I also have all the hate that I need to right here on YouTube. So that's my long-winded version of my answer. I don't have any other social media accounts really. And Stan says, D, I think, I guess that's, I thank you for all your help. You the man. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you coming back regularly to watch these live streams. That's really awesome. Thank you for those kind words. Bodyguard856 says, always dropping knowledge. Thanks, Dwayne. Thank you, Bodyguard856. I appreciate you. Is this Rabbit VXO? Hello from California. All right. Thanks for stopping by and watching from Cali. I appreciate that. Angel says, Dwayne, after you put in the time, which card will you be applying for with Navy Federal Credit Union? You know, initially I did apply for an unsecured card. I was super excited, got the account, got a checking account with them, and then applied for a credit card right away, right? Because I have issues and I knew I had a lot of inquiries and I really shouldn't have been applying for Jack, but I did it, okay? And I think at the time I had applied for the card that was like travel oriented. I know I was interested in that card, and then of course there's a flagship card that they have as well. They've already been marketing to me about the flagship card. They've already sent me stuff like, you know, basically saying I should apply, but I'm a chill. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to, you know, just ride it out with my secured card with them, and then kind of just wait to see what happens with that. And then maybe after a while, at least a year, I really need to not be applying for anything for 2 years, to be honest. But let's be honest, that's probably not going to happen. But, you know, we'll be here to see what happens, and I will definitely show what happens because, of course, I'll make a video. So there's that. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to end this stream. If you have any questions, this is the last call for questions. Go ahead and slap them in the comment section. If you're watching this back on the replay, go ahead and slap that in the comment section. And I will try my best to answer your questions as soon as I see it. If there are no more questions, then if you guys want to tell me good night, throw that in the comment section too. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys watching another installment of How to Build Credit TV live stream. My name is Dwayne, and I approve this video. All right, guys, thank you very much for stopping by the channel, and please have an incredible week. I hope to see you guys next Monday. All right, let me check the comment section real quick. Nope, no comments here. We're good. Everybody's good. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Whoever did that, I appreciate you. You're number 42 on the thumbs up. If you're still watching and you haven't hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up, man. Please. Angel, I see you, bro. Rude boy. Yo, that's funny. Hey, you guys have a great week. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching the live stream. Rabbit VXO says, thank you. Keep preaching. I definitely am going to do my thing. Lisa Love Beauty says, thanks. Bye. Appreciate you. My boy Greg says, good night. Absolutely, guys. You guys have a wonderful night. And that Gary, really? Gary's slapping Gary's slapping some some nuggets once again. Hey, Gary, I'm the type of nerd that'll sit here and try to figure that out. Not on the live stream, right? Because, you know, I got to go watch trash TV. Maybe one day we'll talk about what trash TV I like to watch, but not tonight. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the stream. I appreciate you guys. Please have a good week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Peace. Later, guys.